It's July 31st today. And I did the math. So all of April, May, June, July, I've had this channel 4 months. My vision was on March 13th, so that's an extra half a month. So really 4.5 months I've been at this. I mean, really it's been a year-long process before he didn't anoint me until 4.5 months ago when I had the vision, when he spoke to me directly. And all he said was, we're all alone. Human beings, we're all alone in this universe. But, it hasn't been easy, but I haven't been alone. I want to just say that he was there with me the whole time. So there was never a doubt in my mind. Although there were, even as recently as yesterday, and every time I ever just start to question or get glum or whatever, bam, that's when he delivers the goods. And the last thing that he's delivered is probably the most important thing, which proves this, and that's the healing technique. And I'm pretty excited to use it. The thing is, I know it's going to change everything. So the most important thing, I know I was pretty hard on really, I don't know, how do I say this? I was hard on Donald Trump, and he and I have a lot in common. And actually, I have a soft spot in my heart for him right now. And when I think about it, in terms of, and when I say soft spot, that doesn't mean that like I can be influenced by anyone, because I only, God's the only person that I submit to, and that could persuade me to do anything. But I think that God, in ways, he really digs the courage and confidence of, Donald Trump for having, you can't even dispute it. He is the one with the balls to move the U.S. Embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. No other U.S. president has done that, ever did that. They didn't have the fucking balls, because that's basically, playing God's role from a confidence standpoint, and no one's God. I'm not God. Donald's not God. We both know that, but God digs the confidence. Vladimir Putin, you have no problem going toe to toe with anyone in this world. Any of the world leaders, you will not back down. Mother Russia, fuck yeah, man. Does that mean everything that we've done is right? I don't know. We'll find out. But regardless, the confidence is key. We are the generation that pulled this thing off. I want to throw out some other, names too. Rouhani and Khamenei, guys, good work. No one fucks with the Persians. My childhood best friend is fucking Persian. I love Persian people. Kick ass, and no one tells you what to fucking do. Good work. God digs that confidence. Also, Kim Jong-un, small country, North Korea, right? Not really on the map. You are fucking a main player in this equation. Good work. Am I endorsing all of our behavior? No, we've all broken commandments. We've all done bad shit. Who cares? We get a pass on this one. That's what's great about it. But at the same time, the confidence is key. And the balancing act that all these world leaders, and I feel like I'm missing one. Netanyahu. Hey, man, I've always admired you. I hope to, sit down with you soon and kind of hash this whole temple thing out. These are the key players here. And then any other world leader who just didn't want to fucking back down, good work. God, that's a God spirit. It's like, man, fuck that. Fuck that. You're not going to tell me what to do. This is good. So we all walk this tight rope together to be the one generation that could bring about Mashiach. We were worthy enough, meaning we were confident enough, but we didn't fucking murder each other with nuclear weapons. Sure, we threatened it, we came close, whatever, but we never actually pulled the trigger, because we're the generation. We're smarter than that. And now, because of our confidence and because of our strength, now we're going to human beings 2.0, okay? And that means no illnesses, no death. I got it covered, guys. So that's what I wanted to say. And everything leading up to this in this channel, I just want everyone to know that, I was hard on some people or whatever in certain times, but it was a pretty tough journey for me. But we're all going to be fucking awesome friends after this, because we all kick ass. So it's time to celebrate. Now, there's one thing you need to know. That my team, once we get through this whole process, my team, we're the very elite group who we like action. We want fucking, we don't want to kill people, but like we want fucking a challenge, right? Well, God's got the challenge for us. and you're going to be on my crew, and we're going to compete directly with God. We're going to battle God. What that means is we're going to throw, it's not a battle of weapons, although our weapons are useless against him. He's God. He's more of like, think of him like a fucking energy and like a force. When you experience him directly, you'll understand it. Drop Moses to his knees, drop me to my knees, and as other people come, you know, down this path, it's going to drop them to their knees too. But eventually we're going to learn more and more about God as we resurrect the dead, look at history through this lens, and see maybe we can establish some sort of, I don't want to say weakness, but really what we're trying to do is we're trying to have him make a mistake. Because he's perfect. We're not perfect. We screw up all the time. Every human being knows that. We've all have fuck ups. God's supposed to be perfect, and he is perfect. You'll see that. But if we can overload his system, you know, how much bandwidth, I hate that fucking term, but how much capacity does this guy have from a brain standpoint? So maybe if we all work together, we can overload it and see if we can short circuit God. That's the battle. And we're going to use it. We're going to do it through use of minds, peaceful shit. Because he's a thinker. He's like me. He's a thinker. Art, music, poetry. Think of it like a fucking poetry battle. Or rap battle, or poetry slam. Slam poetry, or whatever it's called. CX debate. You know what I mean? Graphic design, bam, and we all just churn it out at the same time. I'll give you all the details later, but I just wanted everyone to know that I'm really happy about what we've done here as a group, and it's miracle time, for real, okay? And basically, 100% of human beings rejected me on this, and I want you guys to know that had I listened to the crowd, as it with anything, think of this like a startup for God. Had I listened to anything that anyone had said, all the people who laughed at me, called me a fucking moron, you know, insane, mentally ill, blah, blah, blah. Did I listen to him? Because I'm a lion. I knew who I was the whole time. Simple. And now I'm going to prove it. So I just want to say thank you, everyone, for rejecting me, keeping me on a lone path. And I wasn't stupid enough to create a miracle, a big one, until after I had the whole equation. And God kept giving me piece after piece after piece. And I could have, free will, turned away at any time. At any time. But I decided not to each time, because I knew my role. And I listened to any of the naysayers, and I took pictures of everyone's comments too. It's great. I'm going to frame all this stuff. Had I listened to anyone, we wouldn't have heaven on earth. So there you go, guys. That's what all your intelligence, for the naysayers, that's what all your intelligence does. Family, friends, strangers, newspapers, magazines, TV, news stations, rejected by everyone. 100% of people rejected me. But God said, this is my guy, because no matter what happens, he's going to keep pushing through. Because no one tells him what to do. He's the fucking